I'm Leanne, and I am a mentor teacher with the PalFish Kids official kids course. Let's talk about patience. This is something that a lot of teachers, when they're first starting out, they really have to kind of work on and kind of develop over time. We have kids from all walks of life coming into our classroom with many different types of personalities. How can we deal with some of the personalities that are like really, really strong, and then others where they're just, not having it and they're not talking and they're completely nonverbal? Well, one of the keys to that is having patience. I feel like I'm pretty well known among my parents as having like extreme patience. Like, the kid could be like screaming obscenities at me and I'm not gonna break my poker face. I'm going to be pleasant and cheerful, and even in my feedback report, maybe offer some feedback on the situation and how I can try to improve myself as a teacher to better handle that situation. More often than not, as teachers, we're like, it's not me. I'm not doing it. The kid's being bad, or the kid's just not participating. The kid's not doing what I want them to do. Basically that's what it boils down to. The kid is not doing what you want them to do. They're not meeting your expectations as a teacher. So here's my advice to you. Leave your expectations at the door. Don't have any expectations. There's a famous Shakespearean quote. What is it? Expectation is the root of all heartache. When we have expectations and we enter into class thinking that we're going to have this ideal teaching situation, we end up becoming very deflated very quickly because we had such high expectations. Now, yes, of course, we need to have high and positive expectations for our kids and their learning. But when it comes to situations that are out of our control completely, for example, you might have a student who's in class and they really need their parent to be around. They really need that guidance, and you're not connecting with them well. This is a chance for you to get creative. How can you communicate better with a student in order for them to connect to you in order to facilitate understanding? How can you do that? Your problem student, how can you find a way to help your student to calm down and to pay attention to you? And for me, patience has been really, really helpful, just being patient. And I try my best not to show my anger in class, because I don't want the student to see a reaction coming from me that can be perceived as negative on the parent's part. So I do keep that in mind. But also it has to do with your expectations as well. And, leave your expectations at the door. Go into class, expecting the unexpected. It could be like super amazing and like beyond whatever you thought could happen. And a lot of classes can be like that. So when I first started out as a teacher, I thought, okay, this is ideal situation. This is like what I want to have in every single one of my classes. And the more that I taught, the more I came to see, things are different. What looks good on paper doesn't always translate well into the classroom. And so for me, I looked inward and I thought, how could I better myself as a teacher, and how could I help my students more? So that's when things started to change for me. I'm like, what? If the kid's acting like a total turd, I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm just going to go with the flow and kind of have that like calm moment where I'm just like, okay, I don't know the kid's situation at home. I'm not going to speculate the student's situation at home. I'm just going to, take each situation for what they are, and then try to be creative as a teacher to either diffuse the situation or to figure out how I can better myself in the classroom to help those students. Also, when I started doing that, I did start seeing an increase in my regulars. Parents are watching everything that we do. I feel like more often than not that sometimes we let our emotions get into the equation of things, and sometimes we also need to leave our emotions at the door. Having patience, leaving your expectations at the door, leaving your feelings and your emotions at the door as well. we have to maintain a sense of professionalism, and part of that is leaving outside distractions and whatever is going on in the fog of our mind at the door as soon as we enter the classroom. And I think that when you kind of stop letting things get to you so much, that you will see kind of a shift and a change in how classes go. Maybe you won't feel as stressed. Maybe you begin to look forward to teaching that particular student that has always given you problems, because now you can see it as a healthy challenge for you and how you can better and improve yourself as a teacher. So thank you for listening to what I have to say about patience and expectations, and just, go with the flow. I know that it's really hard sometimes to do that, especially when we are in classes that are just really, really testing us. But that's a part of, endurance as well, and longevity, looking to the future and how you want to be perceived as a teacher and how you want your classes to go in the future. So I'll see everyone tomorrow, and have an amazing day.